If Niccolò Machiavelli were alive today, he wouldn't be writing books. He'd be building empires in silence. He wouldn't be tweeting or posting online. He'd be the one behind the scenes, pulling strings so carefully that people would think it was fate. In a world obsessed with being seen, Machiavelli would win by staying unseen. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how, not with quotes, but with principles. 21 psychological rules for total control based on what Machiavelli would do if he lived in our time. People judge more by what they see than what actually happens. Control how they see you, and you control what they do. Rule 1. Always let them think you're weaker than you are. Machiavelli knew power is safest when hidden. Today people rush to prove themselves, to show their titles, to show they're the smartest in the room. But Machiavelli wouldn't enter loudly. He'd arrive last, watch first, speak when it surprised everyone, and say things no one else had the courage to say. That way, he would quietly take control of the room before anyone noticed. Let people think you're quiet. Let them believe you're harmless. Let them assume you're small. Because when they see you as no threat, they open up completely. And that's when you strike from a place they never expected. Rule 2. Charm is more powerful than truth. In a world full of images and opinions, truth spreads slowly, but appearances travel fast. Machiavelli knew people only see what you seem to be, not what you really are. So he wouldn't waste time proving he's honest. He'd build an image. He'd smile in meetings while secretly planting distractions. He'd charm his enemies, make them feel confident, and win through being likable. That's the trick. Not to be good, but to look good. You don't need to be honest. You need to be convincing. Don't correct their opinion of you. Use it. Let them call you the hero while you quietly change the whole story. Rule 3. Be confusing on purpose. Most people want to be understood. Machiavelli would do the opposite. He'd keep people guessing. One day cold, the next generous. Sometimes silent, sometimes intense. Not because he's lost, but because they are. Confusion leads to curiosity. Curiosity creates attention. Attention turns into power. When people can't figure you out, they watch closely. They study everything you say. They even try to read your silence. They end up trapped by your mystery. You become not just a person, but a puzzle. And puzzles keep people hooked. Machiavelli would say, the ones who think about you the most are the ones you control the most. So stop explaining everything. Stop trying to be fully understood. Let there be questions. Speak in ways they can't fully figure out. Smile when they ask, but don't answer. Confusion pulls people in, and when they're curious, they keep coming back. Rule 4. Control what they see, hide what you do. In a world where everyone shows their every move, Machiavelli would stay in the shadows. Today, everyone is building their brand, sharing updates, showing off progress. But once people know your moves, they can plan against you. They can team up, make stories, and block your path. So what would Machiavelli do? He'd show results, but hide the work. He'd act like he's open while keeping his real plans secret. A prince must be ready to act against loyalty, kindness, even religion, to protect his position. In simple terms, look kind, act sharp. Don't show your playbook. Don't explain your system. Don't talk about your big plans. Just finish them. Let people think you're slow or lazy. Then pass them quietly while they're not looking. Share the surface. Guard the process. Rule 5. Build a mask, then let it crack. Machiavelli knew something every smart manipulator uses. Perfection is boring. Flaws are unforgettable. So you build a mask. You act confident, calm, smart. But then, just once, let the mask slip. Show a bit of weakness, a rare emotion, a sharp insight that makes them look twice. Why? Because people don't obsess over what they understand, they chase what they don't. Show them 90% of who you are, then go silent. They'll chase the other 10% for years. A wise ruler looks good, but is ready to do what's needed. So shine bright, then flash the darkness. Let them see a glimpse of something deeper, then hide it. They won't remember the perfect version of you. They'll remember the moment it cracked, and they'll want to know what's behind it. Rule 6. Say less than you need to. When people talk too much, they show their fears. They need to be accepted, their emotions. But the one who speaks clearly and stops at just the right time is the one in control. Machiavelli didn't talk to be liked. He talked to create distance. His words were sharp, not soft. In a negotiation, in a conflict, in a tense moment, he'd speak just once or twice. Then stop, and in that silence, people get nervous. Why? Because now they're guessing. What does he know? Why isn't he reacting? What's he going to do next? You haven't said much, but in their minds, they've built a whole story, and you're the one holding the power. So what do you say when you're in charge? Just enough, not to impress, not to explain, just enough to keep their minds moving. And then you stop. Let them lean in, let them wonder, let that silence speak. That's where real power begins. Rule 7. Mix the lines between threat and friend. These days, people want to know who's on their side. Who's safe, who's dangerous. But Machiavelli wouldn't let them feel sure. He'd eat with enemies, compliment rivals, support people he planned to remove. Why? Because if people think you're a threat, they get ready to fight. But if they think you're harmless, they relax. And the best time to act is when they're not ready. The lion can't avoid traps. The fox can't fight wolves. So be both, clever and strong. Praise your enemy's idea, then beat them to the prize. Agree with your critic, then take their place. Be quiet until your silence is the thing that takes power. Be kind, be soft, be safe until you move, and when you do, they'll still be wondering if you were ever dangerous. By then it's too late. Rule 8. Make them feel safe right before you take control. The easiest way to remove someone isn't by fighting them. It's by making them believe you're on their side, that you support them, that you want them to succeed. Then once they fully trust you, you act. Machiavelli would study how you speak, copy your words, support your ideas, and disagree only in small ways. He wouldn't make you feel like you're losing. He'd make you feel like you're following. And when you finally feel safe, he would strike. Fast, clear, and without warning. By the time you understand what happened, he's already taken your place. People are simple and tend to follow their immediate desires, which means someone who lies well will always have people to trick. So, tell them what they want to hear, show them what they wish to see, and take what they never thought you'd go after. Do it all with a smile. Rule 9. Make people rely on you, then walk away. If Machiavelli wanted to control someone, he wouldn't scare them, he'd help them. Slowly and quietly, in ways that made them depend on him. He'd teach them things no one else could. fix a problem others ignored, give them balance they hadn't earned. He'd become someone they couldn't replace without ever asking for credit. And then he'd disappear, not out of anger, not out of revenge, just leave. Why? Because nothing breaks a person faster than suddenly losing what they've grown used to. People only stay honest when they need to. Give them freedom and they lie. So Machiavelli would become that needed illusion, the one you thought didn't matter until it was gone. That's how you become unforgettable. Create a space. Make them depend on you. Then pull away while they still need your hand. They won't hate you. They'll hate how much they needed you. And they'll spend years trying to fill the emptiness. Rule 10. Turn a favor into a weapon. Most people help others so they'll be liked. Machiavelli would help to gain power. If he gave you something, he wouldn't let you forget it. He wouldn't demand repayment with force. He'd remind you just by being there. You'd feel like you owed him. You'd feel small. You'd feel something was off inside, and you couldn't fix it. That was the goal. Offer someone a quick fix, a solution. Edge, then pull back just a little. Don't ask for anything. Just let that unblanched feeling grow until they repay you with loyalty, secrets, support, or control. And if they start to forget, just say something subtle. Remember that time only once, enough for them to remember you hold part of their pride. Favors, if used with patience, turn into mental chain. The longer they go unspoken, the heavier they become. Rule 11. Build loyalty by letting them betray others for your gain. People think kindness earns loyalty. It doesn't. Machiavelli understood that the best way to bind someone to you is by making them do something shady that helps you. Don't pressure them. Just allow it. Let them share a secret they shouldn't. Bend a rule to your advantage. Talk badly about someone to impress you. You don't even have to ask. Just leave the door open a little and they'll walk through. Now they're stuck. Not because they admire you, but because they tie you through guilt. People protect what they've risked something for. If they betray someone to help you, they've made an investment in you. The more they invest, the less they can afford to lose you. That's how Machiavelli made allies. Not with charm, but with shared secrets. Rule 12. Tear down alliances from within. Machiavelli didn't just beat people. He took apart whole groups, but not by fighting them head-on. He wore them down from the inside. He didn't attack alliances, he joined them. Then he planted little doubts, subtle differences in beliefs. Helping someone else rise in power usually ends in your own downfall. He'd find the strongest link in the group, then fill it with suspicion. I heard he said something about you. Have you noticed how she never really backs you up? I'm not saying anything, just watch how they behave. That's all it took. He didn't need to break the alliance. He just got them to do it themselves. Their fear of being betrayed did all the work. Once trust cracks in a group, the whole thing falls apart. No attack needed. Rule 13. Gently show them their own insecurities. Want someone to follow you without knowing they are? Make them feel seen, but only in ways that confirm their own doubts. Not with insults, not with clear criticism. Use soft, carefully timed lines. You're really brave, especially for someone who's not used to attention. You always manage to get through things, even when people don't give you much credit. You're doing great, even your confidence isn't always obvious. What do these do? They pull out agreement from their pain. Once you become the one who understands them, they stick to you. They trust you. They begin to follow your emotional lead. Machiavelli knew that fear and self-doubt work better than threats. Why? Because threats make people defend themselves. Insecurities, they open the door from the inside. And once you're inside, you become the only voice they trust. Rule 14. Never be the one who holds the knife. Every betrayal, every tough call, every ruthless move. Machiavelli followed one rule. Let someone else carry it out. He planned the result, dropped hints, shaped decisions, but never stood in the light. If someone needed to be cut off, he made it look like they were never loyal anyway. If a rival had to be removed, he let them destroy themselves with just a little push. If chaos was needed, he gave both sides the right info, then stepped back before things exploded. Why? Because if you're seen as the one who causes harm, you make enemies. But if you're seen as the obvious next choice after someone else fails, you gain followers. That's Machiavelli's genius, the look of clean hands. You made the plan, you moved the pieces, but no one can prove it. And even if they guess, it's too late. You're already sitting in the seat they left behind. Rule 15. Say little, and let others reveal everything. In any room, the most powerful person isn't the one talking the most. It's the one who stays quiet and observes. Why? Because silence looks like weakness, but it's actually power. Machiavelli would walk into today's world of constant chatter, loud opinions, endless videos, and win by being quiet. He wouldn't speak just to fill space. He'd let others feel uncomfortable and overtalk. Here's how he'd do it. Someone insults you, you say nothing. Someone asks what you think, you smile and let them keep going. Someone tries to get an emotional reaction, you stay still, stay silent, give nothing. That silence, it makes them talk more. And the more they talk, the more they show you what they fear, what they want, where they're weak. You don't have to question them, they'll spill everything, just to kill the silence. You've turned silence into a weapon. Never try to win with force when you can win through quiet strategy. Silence is deception at its smartest. Rule 16. Be unpredictable, but only when it counts. Machiavelli wouldn't act randomly, but he would act in ways people couldn't always count on, especially in important moments. Why? Because being predictable makes it easy for others to use you. If they always know when you reply, they control the timing. If they know how you react under pressure, they'll plan the attack. If they know you'll always stay polite, they'll use it against you. But if sometimes you forgive and sometimes you vanish, if sometimes you speak up and other times you let silence speak for you, if sometimes you argue and other times you just watch them fall apart, then they will fear you, not because you're angry or loud, but because they can't read you. Machiavelli understood that people are pushed by two main forces, love and fear, but fear comes from not knowing, and the person they can't predict is the one they can't defend against. Rule 17. Leave a mark, even when you're not there. To control others mentally, you don't always need to be present. You just need them to feel your presence when you're not around. How? By becoming the example, the comparison, the shadow in every talk. They doubt their own choices because they remember how you corrected them. They can't fully enjoy success because they wonder what you would have done differently. They don't trust others as much because they remember how sharp your judgment was. This isn't about your words. It's about your energy. You leave a lasting presence by how you act while you're still in the room, calm, watching, in control, exactly. So when you're gone, they can't forget. They start comparing everyone else to you. Machiavelli wouldn't need to fire people. He'd leave such a strong memory that even in his absence, people would still follow his way. Rule 18. Don't threaten. Let fear do the work. Threats only make people resist. Machiavelli didn't have to say, "I'll destroy you." He let others wonder if he might. That feeling, that tension, is far worse than direct words. Here's how it works now. You don't say, "I could expose you." You just pause when they lie and watch them get nervous. You don't say, "I'll end your chances." You just make one quiet move and then stay silent. You don't say, "You're finished." You simply vanish from their world and let them panic, wondering what's coming. Why? Because fear built from imagination is stronger than fear based on facts. Once they're scared of what you might do, they start trying to stay on your good side, just to avoid finding out. Rule 19. Wait for your revenge until it truly matters. Machiavelli didn't believe in reacting fast. He believed in watching, waiting, and letting the damage grow until the moment was right. Hurt them all at once so the pain feels sharper. Give rewards slowly so they're always wanting more. This meant when someone betrayed him, he didn't fight back right away. He studied them. He let them get comfortable and made them think they were safe. Then, one day, when they weren't ready, he struck. Clean, exact, complete. Because revenge isn't just about getting back, it's about taking charge. If you react right away, they're leading the rhythm. But if you wait, they live with fear. They can't enjoy their wins. They lose sleep. They fear every quiet second. And that fear, it does more harm than any loud reaction ever could. Room 20. Become a system, not just a person. Machiavelli didn't care about being liked. He cared about being respected. Not because of charm, but because removing him meant removing everything that worked. That's how you stay powerful today. Don't just be a name. Be a method, a mindset, a process, a habit built into how others work. Teach people to think like you. Become so important in systems, no one else understands that you're impossible to replace. Plant your ideas so deep in decisions that your influence lasts even after you're gone. Even if they don't want you anymore, they still need your thinking to get things done. That's how real legacy forms. You're not just feared when you're present. You live on in the systems they can't erase. That's more than influence. That's lasting psychological control. Rule 21. Make them nervous to even say your name. The highest level of power isn't fame, it's being a quiet force. Machiavelli would be the kind of person people refer to without saying outright, "You know who I'm talking about." Don't make the same mistake they made with him. They wouldn't dare say his name because even mentioning you feels like calling on something too powerful to face. You don't need to be trending. You stay in the background. You don't argue. You shift the mood. You become the person they're scared to bring up because everyone already knows what could happen. If Machiavelli were around today, he wouldn't be yelling online or asking for followers. He'd be hidden deep in systems of power, changing stories with calm words and a quiet smile. He'd be the whisper in your mind saying, don't answer, don't explain, let them talk first. And most importantly, don't run after respect. Stand where they need your respect. Just to move forward. That's how you win. Not with noise, not with attention, but with a legacy they can't silence.